afternoon, everyone. We're back with another Revolution Around Town, and we are here at our local trusted Edward Jones office with Scott Dietrich. And Scott's going to share with us some information about the market and kind of about what's been going on and how we can all be a little bit more savvy with our financial plans.
There we go.
So first I want to get to know a little bit more about you, Scott, and kind of how you got into this business and maybe a little bit about your family.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, plenty of family to talk about. So, but my wife and I moved here in 2010, fresh out of the military, moved to Myrtle Beach. Didn't really know a lot of people, just knew it was a great place to live. Came here with one child, decided to have three more, why not? And so I went to Coastal Carolina, and it really worked out. I was introduced to the right people, came to Edward Jones in the beginning of 2014, and haven't looked back. So this is our home. We love it here. Again, lots of kids, so.
So you're not going anywhere anytime soon.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
So you can know if you come and put your money with Scott, he ain't going nowhere because he needs to stay here.
Lots of kids. Lots of kids here.
So tell me more about kind of what's going on right now. Obviously, we've seen a lot over the last 2 years. Kind of some things have changed, good, bad, ugly, everything.
Right.
So where are we right now?
Well, the last 12 months, we're almost coming up on that anniversary with the coronavirus and everything happening. The last 12 months, especially with the market, and there has been a whole lot going on. Lots of ups and downs. And effectively last year on March 23rd, we hit what's called a bear market, and that just means that the market went down 20% from its high. And that was the first time in a little over 11 years, right? Most people remember 2008, 2009, but really since then, up to last year, it was a bull market. It was really kind of just kept on going up. So what history tells us is once every 4 years, we're supposed to experience a bear market, but last year, again, was the first time in a long time. So we saw the market drop 34% at the worst time, which creates a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
Right? And so lots of calls and of course making a lot of calls, to folks and relationships and just saying, hey, we planned for this, we talk about this, we know that times like this are going to happen. Certainly we didn't know it was going to be coronavirus, right? Or a pandemic. But again, when we talk about investments and we talk about portfolios, it's something where we're always going to be having that conversation of when that time is going to come, right? So again, the last 12 months, we experienced a bear market. We saw the second fastest recovery in market history, and here we are with, again, a lot of new things that are coming about. The economy's opening back up, markets, getting back up there, and so again, just talking with folks of saying, okay, what is normal, right? And so, and what we say is, every year. We know it's normal to experience a correction. Right. So that just means the market pulls back 10% and or more. And history again tells us that should happen once a year for whatever reason it may be. But
at any point.
Yeah. But again, it's more just managing the expectations, right? And just the risk management side of it. But yeah, the last year has been highly emotional.
Crazy,
so,
yeah. But you don't just invest for your clients. Kind of talk a little bit about more what you do with them in a whole.
Yeah, when I came into the industry and I was getting licensed and everything, that's where I was so worried about making sure that picking the right investments and doing the right thing, which it's incredibly important. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of what we do is the planning side of things, right? Whether you're approaching retirement, whether you're in retirement, where's that income going to come from? Life insurance, right? What is that? How do you protect your wealth? And also things like college savings too. So it's a human-centered wealth management where we're taking a look at everything rather than just how do we make our money grow. Right. How do we it's really about how do we make it sustainable? Where's that going to come from? And then also putting in things like, hey, if we need to go and need some long-term care assistance, what is the cost of that now versus what is that going to be in 10 years from now, right? So you have those conversations, and again, just make sure that we're organized and that we're growing things and that we're protecting it as well.
I would imagine like having that relationship with someone in your industry is good to have for long term. So you can start that kind of midlife and move on. But I know that a lot of your clients are in that transition period where they're like getting ready to retire, right? And moving. I mean, we get a lot of people that move down here.
We do, yeah.
And so having that, maybe they had a relationship up there and they're coming down. Do you find that a lot of people are looking to kind of have that local relationship with somebody?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So we're a fast-growing area.
Right.
We get a lot of people that move down here from the Northeast. I'm born and raised in New York, so is my wife. The biggest thing is to have a relationship with your financial advisor. Have a relationship with somebody that is helping you plan out your entire retirement.
Right.
And so again, with folks moving down here, a lot of times they still have their advisor up north, and I encourage them. If you have a really good relationship and they're able to take care of all your needs, absolutely. There's no reason to move or do anything. But a lot of times people move down here, folks move down here, and they like to have their money a little bit closer to home now. And so, we take a look at everything, and that doesn't mean we change a lot of what they have going on. But certainly, we come in, I ask a lot of questions. I have to make sure that not only are they a good match for the office, but they have to ask me a lot of questions too, right? Because I need to be a good match for them.
Yes.
So, and then again, if it works out, then certainly, we go from there. But we do have a lot of people move down here, and so if they're comfortable and they want a little bit closer to home, we review portfolios and their plan all the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, it's a time of year that everyone really loves.
Oh yeah.
That T word.
Yeah.
Everyone really loves to talk about. So taxes. I know that you help out with that a lot and work with CPAs and you work with your clients kind of get through that. So that's coming, right?
Taxes
are coming this year?
Yeah.
It's a weird year.
They're not going to put it off. So in 2020, they extended it a little bit. But for this year, you have up until April 15th to still make contributions for the year of 2020. But taxes are something that we all love to talk about, and of course this time of year. And so what I do is certainly, I'm not a tax expert, right? I lean on the tax advisors and CPAs for that. But at the same time, a lot of what you can do with investments and in different investment vehicles can be very helpful during tax time. So I have strong relationships with different clients, CPAs, where we might get on the phone and we say, okay, if we do this or contribute here, or if we open up a traditional IRA or do this or that, right? How is that going to help out? How can they use that for deductions and things of that sort? So tax time, it's a very busy time in the office because we're making sure everybody is maximizing every opportunity they can.
Right.
But certainly, I don't try to be the tax expert, but
which is good that you have that group and the team behind your clients.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So a lot of conversations going on right now with CPAs and clients. Yeah.
Well, I've learned a lot, but can you give us, as we're kind of wrapping up here, maybe a little sense of advice or kind of what we're coming out of right now? I mean, we came out of like a pretty hard year of 2020. People are looking up. I think, obviously in the real estate industry, we've done pretty well. A lot of people wanting to move around, people coming from up north. But then in all industries, kind of took a hit. And so everything's coming up. You said the market's coming up, which is really great. Any lasting advice that you would give to anyone, or just reach out and start making that connection with an advisor, or kind of how to get yourself kind of settled in maybe some unsteady ground?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest overcomplicated. Just have a plan in place.
Right.
One of the big things we're dealing with right now is just the overall estate planning side of your portfolio and of everything that you have. It's always so important to make sure, first line of defense, always have beneficiaries, make sure you have a will, make sure you have power of attorney, a trust if needed, things of that sort.
I should probably be writing things down.
Yeah, right. But it's the same thing, with taxes, I have relationships with CPAs. With estate planning, I have conversations, with attorneys that are in that field. And so that is just so critically important to have a plan in place, so that way, if something were to happen, where everything is going to go. So the biggest thing is just have a plan in place.
Well, and if nothing else, what 2020 taught us is, planning is so important in what you're saying, because you never know when something's going to change. You could be living a completely healthy life. I'm in it for the long haul. We'll be fine. But then something like COVID hits, and it hits everybody differently, and you don't know, and then all of a sudden you're in a situation where you don't know what's going to happen, and you don't know how, you know, it's going to affect, and you want to make sure your kids and your family are taken care of.
Plan for the worst and hope for the best. That's it.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just want to thank you, Scott, for letting us come in. Tell everybody how they can find you if they needed you.
So right before, I always tell folks, I'm right before Grand Strand Hospital on 79th Avenue. And so it is just me in my office here with my assistant up front. And then also, email, phone numbers 843-449-9660. And so again, just one of those things where if you just want to have a conversation or just have some questions, by all means, get a hold of us.
Yeah, for sure. Because you never know. I mean, this could be definitely something that someone needs now. They want to get into investing. They want to get into planning for their future.
That's right.
And there's never really a better time to start than today.
Yeah, I like it. I said it better myself.
So good.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to go and start planning. I want to thank Scott Dietrich for having us here with Edward Jones with another Revolution Round Town, and we will see you guys next time. Have a great day.